You know that feeling, right? You're staring at a huge task and you just feel this crushing urge to quit. Today we're going to take that exact feeling and turn it into your single greatest weapon against procrastination.
First things first, let's get something straight. You are not lazy. That feeling when you open up your laptop just to immediately want to close it, that's not some kind of character flaw. It's paralysis. It's that feeling of standing at the bottom of a mountain and thinking, there's no way I can climb that.
And you know what my response to that urge is? Good. I want you to quit. Because today, we're going to make quitting a deliberate, powerful strategy. This is the Rage Quit method, and honestly, it's one of the most effective anti-procrastination hacks I've ever come across.
So let's really dig into this paralysis problem. The single biggest trap that stops us from getting anything done is what I call the overwhelming cost of entry. It's not really about the work itself. It's about how monumental it feels just to begin.
And here's what's going on in your head. Your brain is a dopamine seeker. It's wired to want that little hit of pleasure and reward. Scrolling through your phone, checking notifications. Boom, instant dopamine. But that huge report you have to write, the reward for that is days, maybe even weeks away. So your brain just says, nope, not worth it. The good stuff is over there.
So instead of fighting this natural impulse, we're going to use it. The Rage Quit method is all about tricking your brain. We're going to make your mind hate unfinished work so much that it will literally beg you to get back to it.
And look, this isn't just some clever little life hack. It's actually backed by a really well-known psychological principle. It's called the Zeigarnik Effect.
The Zeigarnik Effect is super simple but incredibly powerful. Basically, our minds have this strong tendency to remember incomplete or interrupted tasks way better than the ones we finished. Think about it. It's like a cliffhanger in a TV show. Your brain just hates that open loop and obsesses over it until it gets closure.
And that's the key right there, isn't it? That nagging feeling, that mental tension to close the loop, that is exactly what we are going to weaponize against procrastination. We're going to intentionally create these little cliffhangers all over our to-do list.
Okay, so let's get into the nuts and bolts. How do you actually do this? I'm going to walk you through a super simple 3-step process you can start using, like today. So here's the whole thing in a nutshell. First up is the 1% start. Second, we have the hard stop. That's the rage quit itself. And third, you get the momentum loop, which is the awesome result of the first 2 steps.
Okay, step 1, the 1% start. The rule here is simple. You have to start every single task on your list, not just the easy ones, all of them. But, and here's the trick, you only have to do a tiny, tiny piece.
We're talking about just 1%. We are completely eliminating that cost of entry. Got that massive report to write? Just type the title. That huge coding project? Just define the very first variable. That's it. You've now officially started. You've opened the loop.
All right, now for my favorite part, the step that gives this whole thing its name. Step 2 is the hard stop. This is where you deliberately, and I mean forcefully, quit the task you just started.
And this rule is absolutely non-negotiable. You have to quit after exactly 5 minutes. The weirdest part about this is that you don't wait until you're stuck or tired. In fact, you should aim to quit right when you're getting on a roll. That's what creates the strongest magnetic pull to come back later.
And if you really want to maximize that Zeigarnik effect, you have to leave the task at a moment of peak incompleteness. Don't finish the paragraph. Don't even finish your thought. Literally stop mid-sentence. You were setting a perfect mental trap for your future self.
And this is where the magic really happens. When you do this for every task on your list, you create something incredibly powerful, the momentum loop. You've basically turned your own brain into a relentless project manager that's always nagging you.
So let's just reframe what's happening. In, say, 30 minutes, you haven't actually made a ton of progress on your to-do list, but what you have done is create 5, maybe 10 powerful, nagging open loops in your mind, and each one of them is just screaming at you to come back and finish it.
And that nagging feeling, the one that used to be dread and anxiety about starting,
It's been transformed. It's now momentum. So when you finally have a free moment, you don't have to force yourself to start something new. You just feel this urgent pull to go back and close one of those loops.
Okay, let's bring this home. I want you to be able to use this the second this explainer is over. It's time to plan your very first rage quit. This works best on those big, creative, or complex tasks, the kind of stuff where just getting started is always the hardest part.
So here it is, the simple recap. 1. Start just 1% of the task to open that mental loop. 2. Rage quit at the 5-minute mark, ideally mid-thought. And 3. Just let your brain's natural desire for completion pull you back in. And when you do come back, you don't even have to decide what to work on. Just pick the open loop that's nagging you the most. That's your brain telling you exactly where the momentum is.
So really, the big idea here is this. Stop trying to use willpower to force yourself to work. That is a losing battle, my friend. Instead, just trick yourself into starting. The rage quit method works because it completely bypasses the mental cost of starting and uses your brain's own wiring against itself.
And that brings us to one last big question for you. Think about that one task you've been dreading, that big project just sitting on your to-do list. What is the very first thing you are going to rage quit today?